Hey Algebra 1, this is the second video in a series on reviewing problems from your benchmark review. This video goes over solving inequalities. First thing we want to take a look at is number 30 in the solving inequalities section of your review. We have 6 is greater than 2 plus 2/7 x. Oh no, a fraction, whatever shall we do? Well, we solve it like a normal equation and we treat 2/7 like it's any other number. Okay, so first thing we want to do, I'm going to draw my little wall here to show my properties of equality. I'm going to start by subtracting 2x or 2 from both sides of the inequality. That gives me 4 is greater than 2/7 x. Okay, like I said, we want to treat 2/7 like it's a normal number, even though it's a fraction. We don't really like fractions, but I'm going to show you something you can do when you get to the test. If we divide by 2/7 on both sides here, okay? Now I can show you that, you'd have to multiply it by 7, divide by 2, but if you don't remember that and you want to use your calculator, just remember this. Put parentheses around that 2/7 when you plug it into your calculator. That will give you 14 is greater than x, okay? But remember, we want to write it like where it makes a little bit more sense, where x is on the left side. So in this case, it would be x is less than 14. So all my values that are less than 14 are valid values for this solution set. So if I put 14 in the middle of my number line, then we have 13 to the left, 12 to the left, and then 15 to the right, 16 to the left, or 16 to the right, and then I put an open circle over 14 and shade everything to the left, like I have done in multiple videos in the past. All right, looking at one more example on solving inequalities. Oh no, it's an absolute value inequality, number 35, or 45 I should say. All right, I've got the absolute value of 2 times the sum of x and 2 minus 3 is less than or equal to 1. All right, this one, just like any other inequality that we have, we want to solve as much as we can so that way we can get x by itself. But before we do that, a couple things. We want to make sure we get this absolute value of 2 times the sum of x and 2 by itself before we do anything else. So I'm going to start by adding 3 to both sides of my inequality. That's going to give me absolute value of 2 times x plus 2 is less than or equal to 4. Okay, now we can go ahead and convert this into a compound inequality like we've done in the past. This less than or equal to, remember when it's less than or equal to, that implies it's going to be an and compound inequality where we're looking at 2 values and all the values in between there. Okay, so the way I do this is that I'm going to write this over to the center here. I'm going to start with everything that I have, but without the absolute value. So that's going to be 2 times x plus 2 is less than or equal to 4. Now to give it that compound flavor, here's what I'm going to do. I'm also going to put less than or equal to on the left side of my inequality, but I'm also going to put negative 4 there. Okay, once again, it's an and inequality. This is the way I would write this. All right, I'm going to go ahead and distribute my 2. It gives me 2x plus 4 less than or equal to 4 on the right side, less than or equal to negative 4 on the left side. All right, now everything I do to solve for x, whatever I do to the middle, I have to work my way outside. So when I go to subtract 4 from all 3 parts here, because that keeps it all balanced, that gives me negative 8 is less than or equal to 2x, less than or equal to 0. Okay, and then divide by 2 is my last step. That gives me x is less than or equal to 0 on the right side, and then less than or equal to negative 4. All right, so my compound inequality tells me that x is going to be all my values between negative 4 and 0. So it looks like this if I were to graph it. Here's negative 4, here's 0, close circle over negative 4, close circle over 0, and then everything in between gets shaded. All right? So I hope you enjoyed this review. Once again, this is on compound inequalities and solving inequalities in general. If you learned something or you appreciated getting some extra help with your benchmark review, drop a like, share it with your classmates, make sure they know, hey, there's some help out here to get me ready to go with my benchmark review, and that way I'm ready for my test coming up this week. Hope you guys have a great day. Talk to you soon.